Okay, so this is my full review of the all-new Samsung Galaxy Tab S8. This is the regular Tab S8. This is everything you should consider before going out to pick up this baby right here. Let's go ahead and jump in. All right, now, first things first, just like we did with the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus, we're going to first talk about design. Not much has changed about this tablet, right? If you have been following the channel for a while, or if you are at all familiar with Samsung tablets, at least the most recent ones, then you know that the design hasn't changed much now. There are some changes, very subtle, but still worth noticing here. And as I mentioned, the hardware has remained the same. It's still pushing the same dimensions as the predecessor. In fact, like I mentioned with the Galaxy Tab S8 Plus, the Samsung book cover, the one for the regular Galaxy Tab S7, would fit this one without any issues. And that applies also to the many other Tab S7 accessories. They all will work here without any problems here. Now, in terms of just how premium it feels, it's the same premium feel as what we saw on the Galaxy Tab S7. Still a fingerprint magnet on the back here, still that same band for the S Pen. We do have the same usual suspect, power button, volume rocker. Just like I said last time, here the power button also plays the role of a fingerprint sensor, right? So you have the fingerprint sensor embedded in that power button. You would use that to unlock the tablet, and you also use that same button to power the tablet on and off. And this means you don't have the option for the optical fingerprint sensor like you do with the Tab S8 Ultra or the Tab S8 Plus. And frankly, I prefer this. I prefer the physical fingerprint sensor. It's, faster, it's more secure. I just prefer physical fingerprint sensor. Everything else remains the same. You have the 3 pins at the bottom there to connect to the keyboard. You have the quad speaker setup, like I said, with the Tab S8 Plus. The quad speaker setup here is one of my favorite things on these tablets because that really takes your entertainment experience to the next level, right? So holding the tablet like this, even if you're covering 2 of the speakers, you still have the audio coming out of the other 2. And of course, these are tuned by AKG. Sound quality is top-notch, excellent sound quality, relatively loud, of course, when compared to like the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus or the the Galaxy Tab S8 Plus or the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra. Those are very, very loud. This is not as loud as those, but it still comes out loud enough. And of course, if you do have some like Bluetooth earphones or Bluetooth headphones, you could just use that instead. Or if you have one that plugs in with the USB Type-C here, you could simply use that. It does not have a headphone jack. The next thing you will notice on your tablet is that you have a bunch of mics around the tablet, and that plays a very, very crucial role when you are, let's say, when you're doing a conference call, video calling people, using the camera. It picks up the sound very, very well, so your other party will have no problem hearing you. And speaking of camera, the Galaxy Tab S8 has an upgraded camera now when compared to what we had on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7. Here you have it's upgraded to a 13 megapixel wide and a 6 megapixel ultra wide cameras, and picture quality, of course, for a tablet is actually pretty good. And on the front here, what you have is a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, again an upgraded camera on the front of the tablet here, with a new pretty cool feature that we are seeing on many flagship tablets, right? Auto framing feature, where essentially what the camera does is it automatically adjusts to keep people within the frame. The next thing I'm going to mention here is going to be the micro SD card slot here, which is something that offers you the option to upgrade the internal storage of your tablet at up to 1 terabyte using a micro SD card. One thing to note is that among the few subtle changes that you will notice on the Galaxy Tab S8 is the appearance of the buttons. On the Tab S8 here, you will notice they are slightly flat. Well, they are flatter than they are on the Galaxy Tab S7, so a little bit wider than what you would find on the Galaxy Tab S7. And that's pretty much it. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same. It does also have an armor aluminum body, so it is a little bit more resistant than what you had with the Galaxy Tab S7, and that's essentially it when it comes down to just the external hardware part of the tablet. Now let's go ahead and jump onto the next thing here, which is of course the display. The display hasn't changed, still the same size, 11 inches. As I mentioned, it's the same tablet, right? So 11 inches, and this is still a TFT display. The resolution here is still the same at 1600 by 2560. Oh, by the way, I'm not sure if I said this already. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please do me a favor and hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I truly appreciate that. All right, so let's get back to the display here. So TFT display, 120 hertz refresh rate, right? So you have that really, really smooth user experience when you use this guy. Now, even though I said it is a TFT display, it is so very well calibrated, right? Samsung is top notch when it comes down to these displays. They are essentially one of the best in the world, right? So it's a TFT display, but like I always say, you cannot compare this to the TFT that is found on other Android tablets. Very well calibrated. Picture quality is very sharp. Great contrast level. Colors are vibrant, right? They really pop to the eye. And of course, you have, I believe the PPI here is 274. Still a high quality display, right? Now on the inside, just in case you're not aware, of course, this is running the new Qualcomm chip, which is the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, and it is coupled, of course, with 8 gigs of RAM, along with 128 gigs of internal storage, which is expandable, as I mentioned earlier, using a micro SD card. It comes out the box running Android 12, and you have sitting on top of that One UI 4.1, which is super fluid. So the user experience here is just, another level. Of course, you have Samsung DeX. You can use Samsung DeX, of course, just like it's been the case with previous Galaxy tablets. You can push your productivity level, even further out, right? Except on a smaller tablet, well, smaller form factor. Same stuff you are able to do on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus. You will be able to do that here in terms of productivity, right? So multitasking, video editing, I'm playing heavy games on here, no issues whatsoever. As I mentioned, entertainment is already great. So when you switch off of that and you're trying to do actual work, it can handle all of it. The battery on here is also the same as what you had on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7, same size, and it will last also long. Now, the next specs that I want to go ahead and cover here is the Samsung S Pen. It does come included in the box, and it has actually remained the same, at least physically, when compared to the one from last year. This pen is now pushing 6.2 milliseconds. It improves the user experience so much, whether you are just taking notes or, drawing or whatever the case may be. It just feels awesome. Now, one very important thing that I need to bring up here is the fact that, Samsung is now offering up to 4 major updates on these tablets, right? So to a lot of you who were worried, I see a lot of comments, and I've said this before, I come across a lot of comments, asking, will this be supported, long? Because people are always trying to compare this to what Apple offers with its own devices, right? So this, unlike it was a case with the previous generation, this one is going to go up to 4 years or 4 major updates, and then you have up to 5 years of security updates, which is definitely major. So just something I wanted to go ahead and throw it out there. Now, I'm not going to drag this video too long because it's kind of a deja vu, right? I've already done this. I've already covered this on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 Plus. So if you've seen that, if you've watched that video, you will notice that there are a lot of similarities between the two. There are obviously some major changes, like, for example, the type of display that you have on the Galaxy Tab S8 versus what you have on the Galaxy Tab S8 Plus, which is an OLED display there as opposed to a TFT here. The fingerprint sensor over there, you have an optical fingerprint sensor on the display itself, physical fingerprint sensor. So things like that you will notice. Other than that, this is just a smaller version of the Galaxy Tab S8 Plus, or the Tab S8 Plus is a jumbo version of this tablet, right? So would I recommend this? Of course I would. This is the best Android tablet out there. Now, of course, this could be to a certain extent subjective, right? I'm talking about the comprehensive package that a Galaxy tablet offers. This is the best bet if you want to get the best Android tablet out there, top notch, top everything. So overall great package, it would be this guy. In fact, because the majority of people prefer tablets around this size, that's also another reason I'm saying this is the best tablet, because it's not bulky. It's about the right size. People would enjoy because it is very portable. And trust me when I say this, a lot of people don't really care for an OLED display, right? So a lot of people will go and buy this guy. As long as it's well calibrated, it's a very, very well built display, it should take care of all of their needs. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 is a fantastic tablet. If you are in the market for this tablet, I'll say go for it. Now, if you're looking for value, like I always say, I always try to direct you to go for something that's going to offer you a little bit more value. If you're not putting an accent too much on the support, the level of support, how many years is going to be supported, you can still grab a Samsung Galaxy Tab S7, which is still a very, very powerful tablet and will offer you a ton of things that this guy here offers. Plus it looks the same and it shares a lot of the same specs, except of course the chipset and a few other things here and there, right? Now, if you do have the money and you want something top-notch that still offer you the most value, the Galaxy Tab S8 will do. But anyway, I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. Please let me know with your questions, comments. Let me know in the comments section your thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy Tab S8 here. I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.